Yeah. Well, but the difference is I'm going to be fighting them.
Yes, the difference is you are going to be fighting and killing them as opposed to allowing them to take it.
God damn it.
Don't you love the moral dilemmas?
It's like right off the bat, just like, oh yeah, fuck you, you are... I mean, honestly, this is the kind of writing I like. It demonstrates that it's like, you are a person in this world. The world has other things it's trying to do.
And it's not a strictly good or evil thing.
No, it's just, it's situational.
There is a gray area.
It's purely situational. The good and bad is by who's saying good and bad.
Fine. Take the goods.
We're no criminals. We'll pay you. We have gold, pelts, herbs.
Give me the gold. I have no use for the rest.
Here. We'll take what we need now and come back for the rest later.
The drowners shouldn't bother you anymore.
Rafael Vatgern.
Farewell.
Alright.
So I guess he hadn't paid, but you can give Heron
he-
his money.
Yeah.
So,
I bought them by myself, not like I sold them to a faction or something like that.
right. This is not a particularly critical.
Meaningful. It's just a
decision.
demonstration of the choices they're going to make you.
Yes.
Witcher!
I killed the drowners and encountered elves.
Elves? I don't believe I know any elves.
They were
Yeah, it's
expecting
bull.
you. Who are they?
Scoia'tael.
Why?
Squirrels. Young non-humans.
Obviously.
Freedom fighters. Those who deal with them are hanged.
You didn't need to ask him this.
Betray me
Richard.
and y'all hang too.
I'll keep quiet. If it's dangerous, why do you trade with them?
I have to make a living somehow.
Either way, I did my job.
My crates are safe then? I underestimated you, Witcher. Incidentally, what happened to the elves?
We spoke. They said their entire unit would come back for the rest of the crates.
Are they mad? Dangerous for them to come so close to Vizima. If someone were to report it.
Meaning?
Scoia'tael heads fetch a high price, Witcher. But best forget you know that.
No business of mine. I want my payment. Then you can tell me about Salamandra.
Here's your gold. Salamandra collect tribute from the villagers. Disobey, and they slit your throat, set your house ablaze.
Where can I find them?
Ask the Reverend. He'll decide what you should know. But I wouldn't mind them gone.
Farewell.
Alright.
So, by the way, the Scoia'taels, why they are called the squirrels, one, Scoia'tael is squirrel in the Elvish language.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just a derogatory term.
No. And also, it's because they wear squirrels' tails. It's like an identifying marker.
Ah,
So that's why they call themselves that.
okay. So it's a much bigger identity concept than just a...
Yeah. It's not, like you said, it's not a derogatory term.
Well, I thought that because it's like, that sounds like an Elvish language word.
There
and
are
then
plenty
a
of
human
those, don't worry.
derogatory term.
Don't worry, they have plenty of derogatory terms.
Okay, I just haven't heard them yet.
And, like, the Dwan is human. So, when you're saying you're not, you aren't a Dwan either.
Yeah. Which is because
A lot of people don't consider you to be human, even though you are human.
my
You have been
background is
mutated.
human, but I've mutated.
Right. You're no longer exactly strictly. Witchers also, incidentally, have some benefits, shall we
Get
say,
lost.
of being immune to most diseases.
I don't have to worry about child support.
Yes, you don't. You won't because
I mean, there's been very
you're
few
infertile.
types of class of
So-
citizen that have that. The other type was singers who had their balls cut off, so that means they didn't have their voices mature when they were older. And they were sought after sexually because you knew you weren't getting a child from
Well, I tend to think that that's why women throw themselves at you.
Yeah, probably.
Is because they actually know it's like, I can't get pregnant as a result of this guy, and he's completely immune to diseases, so no STDs. Although I don't know if they really knew much about STDs at this
They
time.
knew enough.
They knew enough that it
not
was.
getting a child was a good thing, as well as if it looked like it was dying, maybe not a good thing to touch. Not to say that there was much, though. I mean, it's like, in that, that example being, worst cases, people probably got turned
Simpletons
on.
all around.
Yeah.
But
Or you can talk to the Reverend and tell him about the
I was
drowners.
gonna ask
Speak
if-
quickly.
I could talk to. I should talk to him.
You might as well. You're right there.
I hear the Church of the Eternal Fire has offered a reward for drowners.
As long as you can prove you killed some.
I like to think you just like don't even have a bag or anything. You're handing them just like all in your arms, and you just like kind of try and sludge them all over into his hands.
I have drowner heads.
Here you go.
My reward.
Here. May the eternal fire illuminate your path.
It's like all I needed was an ear or something. I didn't need this.
Yeah. So,
So wait, I just made 100 from how many?
yes. And
That
if
gets
you
80 though.
well, if you recall
Fucking humans.
the Royal Huntsman in the previous time we were playing, he mentioned how he was getting 80 orans for each head. I mean, you killed maybe,
More than 5.
yeah, more than 5, and you get 100. So, that's the kind of pay that you can expect. It does get better over time, but that's
Well, I'm
also
killing
you're
bigger
fighting.
things than drowners.
Yeah, drowners are not particularly dangerous creatures. So, you have a couple things you can do. I would suggest talking to each of the important people. You've already fulfilled Heron Brogg's request, so there are 2 other people that you will need to talk to.
Which is going to be, let's see,
So there's Odo.
Odo's home. There we go. Okay.
And you might want to go down to Odo's house. You're relatively.
Yeah, I knew we would be heading back to the LA Lord Fort place.
Yeah.
But Odo's going to be to the right.
Oh, ouch!
Yes, friend peasant. Consul peasant. Just joking. That guy's an actual peasant. It's not a derogatory term. Someone who uses a different machine to play games. Which is still a computer, so I don't know why there's so much argument.
Yes.
I use an APU from AMD. You're different than me. I'm actually again, like once the mantle support and stuff like that becomes so place of power, so just like
Places of power, at this point, yes, you should grab it. They function basically as an enhancement to your sign abilities. They increase the intensity of signs. Later on, you'll actually gain the ability to, I think, teleport back as sort of like a form of quick travel. And depending upon the way that you choose to fill out your skills, you can also do other rituals. I believe there's like a ritual of cleansing, which might heal you and remove negative effects or something.
Okay, so it's also
I never really
not
bothered
collecting
with that, to be honest, but
if you're in the middle of a mission going down somewhere. Oh, okay, so this is a new ability. Windy Wander? Or is it
unlikely.
It's a
That
buff.
is actually... So, the circles of the elements here, each of them is based around one of the 5 signs.
And windy, I'm guessing, means...
Wind has to... That enhances your art sign, so that makes your art sign more
Whoops, I
effective.
went the wrong way. I probably got to like the witch instead. I took a right too early.
Yeah. I mean, you can go in the cave.
I see.
There's nothing wrong with going in the cave.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know if it was going to be like there's going to be nothing there until I did another quest first. I am
No.
using you as a walkthrough.
Yes.
But it should make this go a lot faster. There will only be occasional 15-minute moments of me not knowing where I'm supposed to go and failing at it, aka reference house.
Yes, well, it is hard to direct you to a specific house when
Yeah, the 10
I am
seconds.
watching a delayed version of it, but
Yeah,
that's fine.
So just go down first until you meet the, I'm guessing, witches here.
There is no witch in here at the moment
Yeah, there's nothing.
that I recall. In fact, there may not be anything. I'm not really sure.
There's a fireplace and some unknown herbs.
Yes, it will be a good idea for you to find a guy who sells books,
Yeah.
Because
That's
there-
what I was thinking, going back to the place with
The
the bells
inn.
and boards and stuff, has
Yeah.
a merchant who sells a couple of books, right?
yes, indeed.
So I like that about how this game, knowledge is important. It's also what makes me excited about Star Citizen down the line when they start incorporating information systems, because they actually will have information via the relay through the
Yeah.
The only problem is that doesn't affect PvP, because people are going to be using other third-party services to contact immediately with each other, so they can.
Yes, because it would be silly to give themselves a huge handicap.
Yeah, and that's my concern, is that it's hard to incorporate a third-party system that has a better standard, so.
Yeah.
We'll see how it affects. At least in the economy sense, it will have an effect. It's just tactical PvP.
Yeah. So, the Eternal Fire Shrines
I thought
that you
the
see
light
all
during
over the
night,
place,
right?
you have to light them during the night.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been playing it.
And there are plenty of other things to do in the meantime. It's not like it's a real exciting, meaningful quest like you're putting candles into the shrines.
A cursed
So-
plague stopped our transport outside Vizima.
By the way, when you see travelers around, you should try and talk to them. Most of the time they'll tell you to go
Damn,
away,
thirsty.
but
So,
one of them will not. And
merchant will be inside the inn.
there may actually be one outside of the inn. There are a
He would be
number.
standing right outside, though, right?
Well,
no, okay, I
not
think I see
directly
something.
outside of the door, but within this
Oh,
little
an urban
fort complex.
That will have a book, probably.
Probably.
Greetings.
Because that's what
Greetings.
I'm looking for, to be able to get
What
all
a
these
despicable
unknown herbs.
place. I'm trapped here with my goods while my wife and children wait in the
really
city.
proud he
Why
died
is that?
next to him. It's great.
Vizima's gates are closed due to the plague. The gods be my witness, nothing ruins trade like an epidemic.
I guess we just have to
We're
wait.
dying.
Most of the diseased have died off, but the beast and bandits now spread their own terror. All we're missing are tax collectors.
Can I ask you something?
Yes?
No. Hey, yeah, 2 books. 500 total, damn. I'll sell them some food.
Yeah, you may not necessarily have enough money at this point, but
I do. I have 646, so I'd be left with 146.
yeah,
Would that be
you may as well get
Okay.
them.
Yeah, I mean, having someone who knows what
Mostly what you spend your money on
is books.
is books. Eventually, you can buy some weapons and armor. That's a ways down the line.
See, and that would be good to know.
Yeah. So, just quickly.
Guys, green mold as well as methods of taking Okay. And so now I can collect even more ingredients. Cool.
Yes, which is very important. Really, the book that you actually want at this point is one that'll teach you about ghouls, because you need to get the ghoul blood.
Army life's tough.
Where would I be looking at?
Probably within the inn, there will be a guy, I believe, an antiquary. You'll...
I want to learn the dice game. We'll see how much I like it.
Yes, you can talk to Zoltan.
Yeah. I mean, I know the guy cheats, probably, and so it's unfair advantage.
Geralt!
Why would he cheat?
Oh no! Oh, Zoltan's the dwarf, not the.
Yeah, Zoltan's the dwarf.
Yeah, no.
He's your